Good evening. It's now 6:30, so we would like to call the meeting to order. Welcome to our school board meeting. It's an exciting night to honor a lot of exciting people we're very proud of. So with that, we would like for everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Every year, my favorite board meeting is the board meeting where we recognize the teachers of the year, because that's what makes our district rock. We have some amazing candidates every year, and then our finalists are always exceptional. We're going to start with high school this year. Our high school teacher of the year has been described by his principal as demonstrating a spirit of teamwork and a kid magnet. He's a professional that participates in lifelong learning. He models excellence in the classroom and in his passion of the robotics extracurricular. And I am so excited that we're recognizing the robotics team tonight, because these are your future kids here. So boys and girls in the back, your rock star is going to get recognized here in just a minute, and you need to let him know. Another fellow teacher said he has been and is a quality teacher. He strives to challenge students. He's part of the group when the Engineering and Technology Department received the Program Excellence Award by our state organization, and then was recognized at our national conference. When Bill came to MHS and started teaching, he started our robotics team. It's grown and influenced many students throughout the years. He's worked to start a robotics and help it in some of our other schools too. So it is a great pleasure tonight that I get to recognize Bill Heacock, a high school teacher, as High School Teacher of the Year. Is our middle level teacher of the year award. He's the consummate professional. He's always willing to assist and lend his expertise, which is substantial to any colleague or student, says his principal. He's been instrumental in our PLC efforts over the past several years, and our school leadership team is better because he is a member. He is a valued teacher, leader, and mentor to his colleagues. A teacher wrote about our nominee. Adam exemplifies what a 21st teacher leader should be. His use of technology, hands-on experience, group projects, and individual learning techniques are outstanding. Every student is respected and pushed to their ability in the classroom. Adam also is a major factor in the learning success of the entire building. So today I would like to recognize the middle level teacher of the year, Mr. Adam Peterson. Level teacher of the year. Did she come in? She's not here yet. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read about her, and if she comes in late, we'll embarrass her and make her come down. Our middle level teacher of the year, her principal says, embodies elementary art instruction. If you see her outside her classroom, you usually see her with a stapler, stack of student artwork she's currently trying to find wall space to display, and a mess all over her clothing from a successful day of art instruction with her students. Her energy and passion for student artwork is phenomenal, as is her drive for student success, as well as her love for our students, school, and community. She had a fellow teacher say, the moment you see Mrs. Botkin interact with children, you know how she loves her job. She teaches art with such joy that her students can't help but love art too. Another teacher said, she's someone I can go to if I want to find a way to infuse art into a concept in class, and she will gladly offer advice. Her love of both students and art is evident in all she does, and I'm so glad I've had the chance to work with her. And lastly, someone said, without a question or hesitation, She's Teacher of the Year in my book. She understands the importance of good and thorough work at the elementary level in order to lay the essential foundation necessary to hook kids into investing in their own education. They begin to see their potential in a place in our world that is unique to them and essential to us. And our elementary level Teacher of the Year this year is Julie Botkin. And the last Teacher of the Year that we're recognizing this year is something that we just started, and it's called a Rising Star Award. And it's given to a teacher in their first 3 years of teaching, because we have some truly exceptional beginning teachers. The teacher this year is a Spanish immersion teacher at Poston Road Elementary. And her principal writes, Maria has been an exceptional first-year teacher. Her enthusiasm for teaching and her love of learning spills over into the classroom each and every day. Maria makes learning in Spanish fun and exciting. If you walked into her classroom, you would see the classroom decorated with their current theme, students working collaboratively in groups or conversing and singing in Spanish. She takes her lessons well beyond the book and immerses her students in real-world experiences. Her classroom grew vegetables and had a salad party earlier in the year. They had eggs in incubators and watched them hatch into chickens. They Skype with other classrooms around the world, and that's just skimming the surface of all that Maria does inside her classroom. And another teacher wrote, it is very hard to believe this is her first year of teaching. Her students love to share what they've learned with others, and it makes the younger students excited to be in her class one day. She's dedicated to her career and her students, and she's always willing to collaborate and help other staff members as well. She is the epitome of what a great teacher should be. So we'd like to recognize Maria Clore as Rising Star. Next, I'd like the robotics teams that competed at state to come to the front. We want to recognize all of our kiddos that were on the state robotics team. This is the first time, I believe, we've sent kids to the state competition. So please come on down. Do they have their state awards with them, Mrs. Crown?
They didn't win any state awards, they have other awards.
Okay, we have the other awards with them that they're presenting.
And they have,
Okay, do you want to come to the microphone so everybody can hear you? There we go, yeah, let's come to the microphone so everybody can hear you.
Hi, I'm Tate Frederick. I'm a fourth grader from Smith Fine Arts Academy. Either of the trip would be one of the Indian Creek VexIQ tournaments. Both teams A and B won the teamwork competition, and Team A won the sportsmanship award. We were the first team in our district to win a VexIQ competition and 2 spots in the state meet at the Gazoo Stadium.
Hi, I'm Joel, and I'm a fourth grader at Smith Fine Arts Academy. It took about 4.5 months to build, modify, and perfect our robots for competition. Our robots could perform a high hang, knock yellow hubs like these off, a post, and stack yellow hubs and orange hubs in a scoring zone. Our strategy was to get the yellow hubs off the post first, and to push and stack orange and yellow hubs into the scoring zone. Finally, at 15 seconds, we would get into a position to hang our robot from a 2-foot wall.
Alexis, and I'm a fourth grader at Smith Fine Arts Academy. We learned a lot at the state meet about competing in a very large event. There were 3 groups of 67 teams each. We learned how we could improve our bots and our strategy for next year. We also learned that even great teams have problems and sometimes your bot won't move no matter how much you want it to. So we had to take it back to the pits and troubleshoot the problem and fix our bot before the next round so we could participate again. It was an amazing experience and we're excited to continue our robotics education and make it to the state meet next year.
We would like to thank our PTO for helping us financially with the bots, fields, and parts, and our staff for being so supportive of our program. At Smith, we like to offer as many programs as we can to entice as many students as we can to be involved in something other than just school. And we don't have any requirement other than you just have to have the 24 highest scores. That's the only requirement. We have a what's the word I'm looking for? Tryout. There we go. We have a tryout. We have a tryout, and the 24 highest scores get to compete. You don't have to have a grade level, a certain grade point. You don't have to have anything like that. You can come and be a part of the team and work together, and we're really excited about being able to continue it.
Wonderful. Okay. Mrs. Giddens sent me to talk about the Brooklyn Robotics Program. We've won 3 awards this year. The first one was the Judges Award, which is really awesome to earn at a competition because it shows that the kids can talk about their robot and actually discuss it and tell them, what's going on. And then we have the Skills Challenge, which we earned at Indian Creek. Martinsville Schools, I think, swept that, which is really neat. That is from basically just skills. It's not actually the competition against other schools. So basically they won on skills that they could do, which involved programming the robot to actually score on its own and also just score with the 2 players just by themselves. And finally, we have the district, which we won, which was really neat. And it's a neat trophy too. But what was really cool is that the program made it as far as state. We got 8th in our division. And unfortunately, if we would have got 7th, we would have went to World, which would have been really neat. So I know that we have a lot in store going forward. So thank you. Let's give another round.
Oh, there's Julie.
I'd like to call our elementary level art teacher extraordinaire down to the front so we can present her with our Teacher of the Year award. So Mrs. Bodkin, please come down and be recognized. Next, I think we're ready to recognize the national ranked academic decathlon team. So come on down. The team scored 3rd at nationals in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They are the pride and joy of Martinsville. And their teacher, coach, Chris Sturgeon, is going to introduce the team to you tonight. And we have some cake after the meeting to celebrate their 3rd place finish in nationals.
Hi, I'm Chris Sturgeon. I've coached the team for 4 years, and we've been able to just kind of add to the practice schedule and keep getting better. And out of the 4 years, we've been able to win the state championship for 3 of those years. And this year at Nationals in Minneapolis, we were able to bring home that 3rd place giant banner. We're actually having a problem now that Martinsville's won the decathlon so many times that all the space up front for the team pictures, this is the last year, this is the last spot we have. And we have that big banner now to figure out where to put it, but it's a good problem to have. So I'll introduce each one and just say something about whether they, how many years they've been in the competition. So first we have Brandon Duke. He's a senior and this is his first year on the team. Next we have Sabrina Chenard, and she's a junior and also a first year on the team. Next to Sabrina is Joe Rahman, a senior, first year on the team. Next to him is Bailey Hofer. She's actually been on the team for 3 years. We have Gus Eaton, and he's been on the team. He's a senior, he's been on the team 2 years. Devin Heath, who's also been on the team 2 years and is a senior. Very proud that he's going to Purdue. Cameron Clark, the best dressed on the team. He's a senior and he's been on the team for 2 years. And then 2 juniors, both on the team for just 1 year, Eric Piney and Mason Littell. Thank you very much for your support and recognize us tonight.
Okay, are we ready for public comments, please? Dr. Trujillo?
Yes, we have 3 people that have signed up to speak. I will remind speakers you have 3 minutes to address the board, and please remember that the board does not answer questions. First on the list is Mrs. Jennifer Tier, speaking on a bond issue.
My name is Jennifer Tier, and I'm the principal at Brooklyn STEM Academy, and I'm speaking in regards to the bond issue to add a STEM lab and expand the number of classrooms and the storage that's at Brooklyn. A few years ago, the staff began changing how they taught. They focused on 2 main areas, and that was bringing the 21st century skills into the classroom and incorporating STEM education, which is full of hands-on education where students are involved in their own learning. We also adopted Project Lead the Way, which is a nationally known STEM curriculum, and we're excited that our pre-K gets to also be involved in that next year. The staff worked extremely hard to become STEM certified by the state of Indiana, and we were granted that huge recognition in 2017. With that accomplishment and the addition of our pre-K classes, more families from Morgan County and surrounding counties became interested in our school. Since becoming a STEM certified school, we have parents who have chosen to send their child to Brooklyn from the following areas: Center Grove, Eminence, Waverly, Mooresville, Monrovia, Decatur, UPS, Canby, and Monroe Gregg, as well as our own students from Brooklyn or Martinsville. Over 52% of our current pre-K through 4th graders right now are transfer students. And for next year, our percentage of transfer students is already at 63%. So that number could get larger as we get closer to school starting. So the need is real. We need more space as we are using every available space for classrooms and storage. And we've recently opened up a second STEM Sprouts pre-K classroom, which is amazing, but it's another example of when our enrollment increases, the need for space will also increase. So with our growing population, our current STEM room does not adequately house the amount of items for projects and experiences that the students do. So a new STEM lab would help foster a collaborative learning environment and open up some more possibilities for them. So I just want to thank you for believing in us and all of your support of STEM education at Brooklyn.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next on the list is Mrs. Melissa Dragonette, also speaking on a bond issue.
I'm actually speaking on behalf of a parent who couldn't be here tonight. She wrote, "Good evening, everyone. I regret I cannot be present with you all tonight. However, I would very much like for my voice to be heard along with the others. Nearly 2 years ago, my family moved from Texas, and based on word of mouth, we chose Brooklyn STEM Academy for our son. We have a carpool in order to get our kids to school, as we live outside the bus routes, but we're so happy our son can attend the best elementary school for his set of interests and skills. Our STEM school provides a quality education with a nurturing environment and equips our children with a specialized understanding of science, technology, engineering, and math that goes beyond the classroom, reaching into their very futures. This is realized, this is factual. Because the building blocks of a can-do attitude stack immeasurably high at Brooklyn STEM, with the robotics program, among other creative outlets, offered, active, and limited only by the student's imagination. The critical pathways are forming from this early point in development of our children, and learning to problem solve and keep up with our tech-strong current will open doors for many of our kids, helping them to achieve more than they could otherwise. Future leaders are among us, still young and eager, and this is why the growth at Brooklyn STEM Academy is a must. Please prayerfully consider doing what you can to help ensure the future success of Brooklyn STEM Academy. Its expansion would truly be preparing our fields for rain. Thank you, Laurel Steinberg.
Thank you. The final speaker is Mrs. Brooke Fitzsimmons, also speaking on the bond issue.
Hi, I'm Brooke Fitzsimmons. I have a second grader at Brooklyn. I grew up in Evansville, and I was actually provided an amazing opportunity to be on the ground floor of Signature School. And Signature School has actually grown into an amazing program that is now an international baccalaureate program and one of the top 10 high schools nationwide. So, fast forward 20 years, and I was looking for first grade for this one. I was fully prepared to go out of district because I'm not from Martinsville, and all I'd ever heard were the bad things. And then I found Brooklyn. We have just been so blown away by everything. The teaching of critical thinking, teaching of problem solving. She's learning how to solve every problem from multiple directions, not just black or white, how there is a gray area. And by doing that, you know, she's learning to work as a team with her peers. So I think that that is an amazing skill to learn as a child, because that only carries us into adulthood. So anyway, I think making the school larger will obviously help to put Martinsville School District on the map, and only encourage us to grow and to be a positive force in the state of Indiana.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Before we approve the consent agenda, I would like to ask Mr. Ryan Cox to please stand, and I'd like to introduce him to the audience. He is the new principal to be voted on in Perrigan Elementary. So please give Ryan.
Ready? I ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda, please.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The motion carries. Okay, ready?
The next, we'd ask the board to approve our student field trips and professional travel.
I ask for a motion to approve the student field trips and professional travel as requested.
I move to approve the field trips and professional travel.
Second, please.
I second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries.
Next, we'd ask the board to consider a new policy on kindergarten entrance. The state law recently changed, so we can change our kindergarten entrance date from August 1st to September 1st, and that will be upon meeting an early entrance test that will be administered by the principal in the building. And this does not require an action, it's just a first reading. Today, I wanted to take a few minutes of your time to publicly have a discussion on behalf of the district. About 3 weeks ago, we had a parent send an email to the board with some concerns about some possible Title IX violations. That's something the district takes very seriously. This is in no way taking away from male sports. I'd first like to publicly state that. I think there's been a lot of misconception about that. And second, I want to apologize to all of our female athletes on behalf of the district. I think we do have some Title IX issues. We're going to be talking about those in this report, and we're going to be addressing them. We interviewed 113 female athletes. We also interviewed several coaches. We took measurements of locker rooms, inventory of locker rooms. We reviewed baseball and softball bleachers and fields. We took measurements of coaches' offices. We looked at expenditures, trainer records, interviews with additional personnel, and review of gym schedules and game schedules. We also have statements provided by many of our female students. At the end of the day, approximately 40% of the athletes that we interviewed felt like that they were not living in an environment where they were respected or supported. And the district is we apologize for that. We've screwed up. We want both our male and our female athletes to feel comfortable, to feel included and supported, and that the district is there for them. Some specific areas of non-compliance that we know need to be addressed include locker rooms. Currently, in the district, we have 750 lockers for males, and we only have 475 for females. We also have 28 toilets for males and only 8 for females. We have 80 showers for boys and only 27 for girls. And we realize that is a significant disparity, and it is something that we are working and seeking to address. Coaches' offices are also undersized if they're in female sports by approximately 400 square feet. In addition, there were some other inconsistencies. Today, at the board meeting, we have a resolution. We are recommending, we have an emergency allocation fund every year that we fund substantial money in due to our aging facilities. The school administration here at central office is recommending that we allocate $400,000 out of the 2019 budget to begin some corrective action to remedy the Title IX issue that we have discovered. We're asking the board to approve this emergency resolution and ask that Sam Arns, who's our director of maintenance, be in charge of a project and start making monthly reports to our board to address this. Areas in need of immediate attention are a softball girls' locker space that would be comparable to the boys' room, and that would include any modifications to address that. That would hopefully include showers and toilets. We also would like to see funds used to convert one of the boys' PE locker rooms to a girls' locker room that would include space for the girls' varsity basketball team that will be completely on par with the boys' team. Oak and all girls. I know that came up. We also would like to see additional bleacher space if the facility allows it, so that the number of bleachers available for softball is comparable to girls' softball. Coaches' offices should be moved. I can report that we are recommending that there be 3 boys-girls doubleheader basketball games, and I have confirmed as of this afternoon that that's already been scheduled for next year. There'll be 3 boy-girl doubleheader conference games. And there should lastly be a follow-up review of athletic discipline policy, because that came up in numerous interviews with females, and we think that it needs to be addressed in a separate review. So again, we apologize to our female athletes on behalf of the district. There are some inconsistencies, and we are working diligently to address those. We hope as an administration that the board will approve our motion under new business so that we can begin a project to start remedying in this for the future. So thank you. Our first business of other business is we had asked the board to accept donations for the academic decathlon team.
I ask for a motion to accept the donation as requested.
I move to accept the donation.
Second, please.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
And the next item, we would ask the board to approve of our old elementary reading series and other out-of-date textbooks.
I ask for a motion to grant permission to dispose of out-of-date books as requested.
I move to grant permission.
Second, please.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And motion carries.
Next, we'd ask the board to approve the adoption of Apex Learning Digital Curriculum, and that would be used at Hammonds and also as credit recovery at Martinsville High School.
I ask for a motion to adopt Apex as requested.
I move to adopt Apex.
I second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Next, I'd like to request to approve the 2018 summer school personnel.
I ask for a motion to approve the summer school personnel as requested.
I move that we approve the summer school personnel.
Second, please.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries.
Next, I'd ask the board to approve the 2018-19 textbook and consumable fees for grades K through 6 and course fees for grades 7 through 12.
I ask for a motion to approve 2019-2020 fees as requested.
I move to approve the fees.
Second, please.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries.
Next, we'd ask the board to approve a contract with JDH Contracting for $55,442.50. This is a joint fiber project with the city of Martinsville, and we will be bringing fiber transportation to the transportation building. This will eliminate, we're having an issue right now with our digital service so that we have times where we're not able to reach our bus garage and our bus barn. We think that this additional expense is going to be necessary in order that we can guarantee that we always have access to our bus and transportation for safety.
I ask for a motion to approve the bid as requested.
I move that we approve the bid.
I second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries.
Next, we would ask the board to approve a contract or a bid from CDWG for $384,000. This is for 1,600 Chromebooks and an extended warranty. And this is to replace the Chromebooks at the high school. And then the high school Chromebooks will be pushed down to the lower grades to replace older, more out-of-date machines there so we can keep our one-to-one program viable.
I ask for a motion to approve the bid as requested.
I move to approve the bid.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries.
Next, I'd ask the board to approve the student handbooks for 2019-2020 school year, please.
I ask for a motion to approve the student handbooks as requested.
I move that we approve the student handbooks.
Second, please.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries.
Next, I'd ask the board to approve Resolution 424. This is approximately a $9,000 cost to approve some emergency funding for some transformer and wiring that is needed to be repaired at CEC.
I ask for a motion to approve resolution number 424 as requested.
I move to approve Resolution 424.
A second, please.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Next, we'd ask the board to approve Resolution 425, and this is a $400,000 additional appropriation for the district to begin to address Title IX disparities between male sports and female sports at Martinsville High School.
I ask for a motion to approve resolution number 425 as requested.
I move that we approve resolution 425.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Now we'd have everyone note that we are shifting to the bond hearing portion of our meeting. The first thing that we are going to do is pursuant to Indiana Code 2026-7, before a school corporation finances more than $1 million to build, repair, or alter a school building, it must hold a public hearing at which explanations and the potential value of the project to the school corporation and community are given. The hearing is open to the public to comment. This is a $4 million project to add classrooms and STEM rooms on at Brooklyn. We feel this is the next phase in Brooklyn's STEM journey. It is meant to provide larger hands-on group space, as well as more modern classrooms designed for science, technology, engineering, and math. Unfortunately, school buildings built in the 1950s and 60s weren't designed with these modern learning goals in mind. Sorry, there's a lot of legal papers we got to get through. This notice of the project hearing for the school corporation was published in the Martinsville Reporter and Mooresville Decatur Times on May 1st, 2019. The proofs of publication of the notice of the project will be presented as part of the formal minutes of this board meeting. So I would ask, as we head into that part, the first motion is to approve the project resolution for the bond. This will be a $3.9 million hard and soft construction cost with approximately $100,000 payment for a total construction payment of a $4 million general obligation bond. And this will be paid for, funded with operations fund and the general obligation bond issue. So with the board, could you ask for a motion for number 11, please?
Request to approve I ask for a motion to approve the project resolution for the bond issue as requested.
I move to approve the project resolution.
Second, please.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries.
The next will be a motion to approve a preliminary bond resolution that will not exceed $4 million. The beginning payments will be on January 15th and July 15th, beginning July 15th of 2020. So could you please ask for a motion?
I ask for a motion to approve the preliminary bond resolution as requested.
I move to approve the preliminary bond resolution.
Second, please.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries.
And our last motion has to do with the bond issue. It is a declaration of official intent to reimburse expenditures. That just allows the school corporation that has reasonably reimbursed itself for from the proceeds of the bond issue for costs that are paid prior to the issuance of the bonds. That allows us to now begin working with our contractors and our architects before we receive the bond proceeds at the end of July.
I ask for a motion to approve the reimbursement resolution as requested.
I move to approve the reimbursement resolution.
Second.
I second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. This is a night for recognizing people who came to see us, and we appreciate everything you've done, and you're absolutely wonderful. And tonight we'd also like to talk about some other things that are going on in our school system that we're excited about. Congratulations to Ben Keller and Spencer Skaggs for being named as delegates to represent Martinsville at Boys State. Oh, I'm not done. Graduation is coming up, and we want to congratulate some of our seniors that are here and those that aren't. What an exciting time for you guys and for parents, and you should all be so, so proud, and we'll see you on the stage at graduation.
Emma Keller is the valedictorian for the 2019 graduating class, and Erin Cressy, is the salutatorian for the 2019 class. Congratulations to them on their hard work and success. Do it at the end.
As we near the end of the school year, all of us would like to thank all the people who have volunteered their time for the MSD of Martinsville here in the different school buildings. Your time working with our students is greatly appreciated. Also, congratulations to the Martinsville baseball team, who this week has won the Mid-State Conference outright. So again, congratulations to our baseball team, and we wish them the best of luck in the upcoming sectional. And then also, I would like to just extend a congratulations to all the seniors and the families of the seniors. It's a long journey, but it's also a quick journey, because I'm sure it seems like yesterday when we were walking into schools for the first time 12 or 13 years ago. But again, congratulations to all the graduates.
Senior Honors Program will be held Sunday, May 19th at 2 p.m. at the high school. Graduation is June 1st at 2 o'clock at the high school as well. We want to thank the wonderful staff, the MSD of Martinsville, for a great school year. We've come to the end of the school year, and it's time for vacation. Permanent end for school system for some of our seniors, and we certainly want to congratulate you as well.
You get Michelle Ball Part 2. We had a board member go home ill, so I'm taking his place. Congratulations to our orchestra director, Jordan Korth, for being selected to attend the Baltimore Chamber Orchestra Conducting Seminar. He's one of 15 selected in the nation, so congratulations to him. What an awesome night tonight has been as we get to honor all the successes. The decathlon team, we're not signing your diplomas, so you're all here next year. Congratulations. You've been held back, so I'm sure we'll rock next year too. Congratulations to the teachers and to those seniors. From kindergarten to senior, I'm just so proud of you all, and I hope that you, at some point, thank your parents before that Sunday, June 1st, because I know they have sacrificed and they have gone through heartache and pain to see you go across that stage, and we're all just so stinking proud of every single one of you. It's such a true honor to sit on that stage and watch the future walk across there, so don't trip, and we're so very proud of you.
The next regular meeting for the school board will be June 20th, 2019 at 6:30 p.m. And the meeting will be held here at the Central Education Center. So I ask for a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
A second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for coming, and thanks again.
Eat cake.
Congratulations to everybody.